Hi, my name is Brooke Michael, and today we're here to talk about the University of Michigan Flint's Accelerated Second Degree BSN program. This is a program for students that already received their bachelor's degree in a non-nursing area and now want to go back to school to get their nursing degree. This program can be completed in as little as 4 semesters once you start into the BSN program courses and in as little as 16 months. Let's talk about some statistics on employment for the BSN student. So the average national salary for a registered nurse is $73,000. You can see there that the best paid 10% and the lowest paid 10% can be an average between $52,000 to $111,000 average national salary. There is a 7% growth increase between 2019 and 2029 for nurses. There's a lot of nurses coming up upon retirement age, and so there's going to be a high growth rate. And this is a higher rate than most jobs in the United States. And then the average national pay for a BSN nurse in the state of Michigan is $73,000. So now that you know you want to be that BSN nurse, why should you come to the University of Michigan Flint to get your degree? So first off, we are CCNE accredited. That's going to be really important for those students that are planning on furthering their education beyond a BSN to an MSN, DNP, or CRNA school. It also is really helpful on those applications for jobs. Employers want to know, along with people in competitive missions, graduate programs want to know that you were a well-educated nurse. And we are well known for educating our nurses. This isn't a buy your diploma type university. You are going to learn the information you need to be successful in your job or your future endeavors, whether it's grad school or furthering your education or in your employment setting. We do offer an early assurance admission into our ASD BSN program, and we also offer early assurance into our MSN and DNP. I'm going to go over all of these next bullet points in more details in the next few slides. We also offer some undergraduate certificate opportunities. This gives students the opportunity to not only graduate with your BSN, but also a certificate in one of our areas. We also have study abroad opportunities each spring and summer semester. We create personalized course plans for each and every single one of our students. And we have a 95.5% first-time pass rate for the NCLEX, which is far above the national average. And our faculty still practice in their field, which gives them that real-world experiences to help you become a better nurse. So our early assurance admission to our ASD BSN. So this is for students that had a high GPA in their BSN, their non-nursing BSN. You do need a 3.2 GPA in your previous bachelor's degree, and you need to have completed all of those prerequisite courses with a 3.2 GPA in those science classes. If you think that you may qualify for early assurance into our ASD BSN program, there is an application that you will fill out along with your traditional application to the university. This slideshow is emailed to you, so you'll have the links to both of those applications. Our early assurance into our MSN and DNP, there's 2 opportunities for you to let us know that this is something you're interested in. When you fill out your supplemental application, whether it's the early assurance ASD BSN or the traditional ASD BSN application, there'll be an opportunity to check a box that you're interested in early assurance into our MSN and DNP. What early assurance does is that as long as you maintain that 3.5 GPA at the University of Michigan Flint, you will have a seat held for you in our MSN and DNP for when you finish up your BSN. That means that you could go straight into our MSN and DNP, and or it also means that when you're ready to start, your seat is held for you in that semester you choose to start into our MSN and DNP. If you're interested in our early assurance, MSN and DMP, again, there's an opportunity. Make sure you just check that box that you're interested in it, or you will receive an email from Julie, our graduate programs advisor, in your senior semester or your last 2 semesters at the university, as long as you've maintained that GPA. So let's talk about our different undergraduate certificate opportunities. I want to talk about our leadership and management and case management certificate, along with our new nursing informatics certificate. These are 3 undergraduate certificates that the university offers. They only add an additional 1 to 2 classes above and beyond the ASD BSN curriculum. And then when you graduate, you not only graduate with your BSN, but you also graduate with a certificate from the university in either leadership and management, case management, or nursing informatics. This will also be on your transcript and help you to be able to put that on job resumes or talk about it in a job interview for jobs if you're interested in those areas of leadership and management, case management, or nursing informatics. Also, all of the content that we provide you in these additional classes in the certificate will help you to be eligible to set for those national certifying exams. So if you want to be nationally certified in the area of leadership and management, case management, or nursing informatics, you will have the content from these courses to be successful in those exams. We also offer a graduate level healthcare simulation certificate. This certificate is typically only for students that have already completed their BSN. We allow our students to take 2 of the 4 classes. It's a 4-course certificate, but you can take the first 2 classes in your final 2 semesters at the university. This is a couple of different benefits. 1, you're going to be taking those classes at the undergraduate tuition rate. So 2 of those 4 classes you will be taking at the undergraduate tuition rate. Then when you graduate, you only have 2 more classes left to take to receive your graduate level healthcare simulation certificate. The other thing is that it allows you to be halfway done with the certificate when you graduate. Like I said, it's only 4 courses. You'll have 2 of the 4 done. You'll have 2 classes left to take to finish that graduate level certificate. Healthcare simulation is a largely growing field with a high demand for jobs. We are the only university in the state of Michigan that is offering this certificate currently. We also offer nursing service learning trips every spring and summer to different areas around the world and in the United States. If this is something you're interested in doing, you can use this as one of your community courses in your ASD BSN program. We offer these trips each spring and summer, and you'll just talk to your advisor about working it into your curriculum so that you make sure and take your community health nursing course in a spring-summer semester that we're offering these trips. Let's talk about the admission criteria to get into our program. For the traditional admission to our ASD BSN program, you do need a minimum GPA of a 2.75 on a 4-point scale. Your last 30 credits do need to be 2.75, as I mentioned before, and you do need to have a 2.75 average GPA in these prerequisite courses you see kind of bullet pointed in bold down below. With your science GPA, they're going to look at those more closely than the other classes. So they do take special consideration for the students that do well in those science classes. You will need to turn in an essay and at least 3 letters of reference. And you may go ahead and apply to the ASD BSN program once you've completed 4 of these prerequisite courses below, or at least 3 of them for veterans, and including at least 2 of them must be science classes, 1 of which must be a biology class. So let's talk about those prerequisite classes. You do need a minimum of a C+ or better in all of these classes listed below. The only exception is chemistry. With chemistry, you just need a C or better. So you need anatomy and physiology 1 and 2, microbiology, legal and moral decision-making, pathophysiology, nutrition, pharmacology, lifespan, developmental psych, and chemistry. These classes can transfer in from either your previous bachelor's degree or your community college. If you would like to see if you've already taken and transferred these classes in, you can go to our transfer equivalency website at the bottom where it's transfer.umflint.edu. You just put in your school or college that you attended and type in the class that you took, and it will tell you if it transfers in. What you want to keep in mind is that it needs to transfer in as an exact equivalent. If the class came over as BIO 1XX and not BIO 167, then it obviously would not transfer in as Anatomy and Physiology 1. The other thing we want to point out is that you want to make sure and take Anatomy and Physiology 1 and 2 at the same institution. You either want to take them both at the college that you're transferring them in from, or you want to take them both with us. If there's additional classes that you haven't already completed in your previous college experience or your previous bachelor's degree, and you want to talk about potentially taking these classes and transferring them in, before you take any class additional that you haven't already completed, please speak with an advisor to make sure it's transferring in correctly. What we don't want to happen is for you to take a class and you think that you read that it transfers in and then come to find out it doesn't. We're going to talk about on the next few screens how to talk to an advisor and book an appointment with one of them to make sure that they transfer in. Finally, the last thing I want to point out on these prerequisite classes is that you want to make sure that your anatomy and physiology, if they are more than 10 years old, if your pathophysiology is less than 10 years old, then you may not have to retake Anatomy and Physiology 1 and 2. With your steps to application, you want to, I'm not going to read all of these to you. You can go to our website. It's listed right at the top, or as I said, the slideshow is emailed to you and you can read through each of these. There's only two things I really want to point out. First of all, you do need two references. So make sure you turn in at least two, but you can have up to 3 references. And then finally, you do need to make sure your essay is at least 1 page long. A lot of times students just put in 2 or 3 sentences and that's not going to cut it. Make sure that your essay is at least 1 page double-spaced essay. So here is your nursing curriculum. Once you finish those prerequisite classes, this is the nursing curriculum that you would take. This is semester 1, 2, 3, and 4. And these classes are completed at the University of Michigan-Flint. Just so you're aware, this is not an online program. These classes, for the most part, will be completed face-to-face in Flint. There are some classes that have an opportunity for an online aspect. For example, Nursing 316 has an opportunity for you to take it face-to-face or online. But for the most part, the majority of these classes will be completed face-to-face in Flint. You can complete this in as little as 16 months once you start into that nursing curriculum. So let's talk about some common questions that a lot of students have. A lot of students want to know, how long does this program take? As I just mentioned before, it can be completed in as little as 4 semesters, which is about a 16-month program. How many students do we admit each year? We admit up to 40 students twice a year. So once in the fall, we take 40, and once in the winter, we take 40. When can I apply? You can apply to be admitted in the fall or the winter in those nursing curriculum, but you can start into those prerequisite classes at the university any semester, fall, winter, spring, or summer. We offer those different prerequisite courses depending on which one it is in those different semesters. You do need, like I said, to apply to the program, you must have completed 4 of those prerequisite classes we talked about. 2 of them must be science, 1 must be at least biology, and you do need a 2.75 in your most recent 30 credits. You have up to a year before you have to readmit, and all pre-nursing prerequisite courses must be completed before the start of the first semester. So like we said, you can apply before completing all those prerequisite courses, but you need to know that all the prerequisite courses must be completed before you can start into semester 1 of the BSN curriculum. Can I transfer courses in? We kind of already talked about this. Yes, you can transfer courses in that you've already completed. And you can also talk to your pre-nursing advisor about potentially taking some of those classes at the community college and transferring them in. Again, there's our transfer database that you can look and see what classes you've already taken. But again, anything you're going to take additionally that you haven't already completed, please make sure to speak to an advisor before you take anything. And then, is this a degree, a University of Michigan degree? Absolutely it is. It is the same diploma signed by the same people as if you went to Ann Arbor, Dearborn, or Flint, and you're in the same alumni group no matter which campus you attended. So what are your next steps? First off, you want to apply as a transfer student. So that's what we always suggest first, so that your pre-nursing advisor can evaluate those transcripts, let you know what you've transferred in and what you still need to take. So the application's free and it's good for a year. That's why we suggest going ahead and applying. Once you've applied and been admitted, then you would book an appointment with our pre-nursing advisor on our website. We're going to go over both these steps in more detail. So applying, you just visit umflint.edu/apply. The application is free and it's good for a year. Just click that transfer student button, then first time user creation button. You're going to select pre-nursing as your major. Again, free and good for a year. So even though you're going to take classes at the community college and transfer in, you absolutely can. And the application is still good for an entire another year. So that's why we suggest it that way. Your advisor has an official evaluation of all the classes you've already taken. So after you've applied, then you would want to send in transcripts from all colleges attended. So even if you only took one class here or something like that, we still need a copy of that transcript. Now, during COVID, we can admit students with unofficial transcripts. So if you're having a hard time getting a hold of your transcript, or you just want to get admitted quickly so you can get booking an appointment with an advisor, we can take any transcript that's legible. That's the key. We have to be able to read it. So you can mail your transcripts if you have an official one, or you can email either an official or unofficial transcript. So if you can log into your school's website and print off or save a PDF on your computer, you can email us that transcript. Or let's say you have a paper copy from years ago, you can take a picture of that with your smartphone and email it to that email address. Again, as long as it's legible, we can admit you. You do need to, at some point, send in official copies from everywhere, but you can admit it in as little as 48 hours if we've received all of your transcripts. Once you're admitted, then you're going to book an appointment with an advisor. The easiest way to get to our book an appointment website is just go to umflint.edu/student success. That's the easiest way. At the very tip top of that page, it's going to say book an advising appointment. It looks just like that yellow button at the bottom. Click that. Under the major, you're going to click pre-nursing, and then you're going to find the advisor based on your first initial of your last name. We are only offering phone and virtual appointments at this time. So we hope to offer face-to-face in the future, but right now the only appointments that we're offering is phone and virtual. We will always offer phone and virtual, but hopefully you'll be able to meet your advisor in a face-to-face format soon. If you don't already have your student ID or you can't find it when you're booking an appointment, it is going to say that that's required, but you can just type in your first and last name in that box. So this is our website with our tuition and our scholarship opportunities. There are a lot of different scholarship opportunities out there for students. We highly recommend reading through each of these and seeing which ones you qualify for. The majority of all of our scholarships are housed on that fourth bullet point down, that Blue for You website. So I highly recommend, if you don't have time to read through all of them, at least go to that one and read through and find the ones you qualify for. So these are your different advisors for your ASD BSN. Once you're admitted, Zach is going to be your advisor during your pre-admission when we're talking about which of those prerequisite classes you've already taken, what you can transfer in, what you're going to take with us, all of that good stuff. Your advisors will either be Lauren or Chelsea based on your last name. So now is the end of our presentation. We want to thank you so much for attending today. If you have any additional questions, please feel free to email us back. You saw our contact information on the last slide, or you can respond to this email. Thanks and have a great day.